My name is Inou Heideman. I'm CEO and co-founder of Teneo IoT. And I'm going to tell you more about the use case we did with the camping sector. Because, let's say, going on a holiday should be fun, right? I'll first introduce myself a bit before I will go into the use case. Teneo is a company founded in 2016. We focus on the development of embedded systems for LoRaWAN solutions. And as I say deliberately LoRaWAN because all our devices which you find are LoRaWAN. We currently don't have any other connectivity, and that's really a deliberate choice because for battery consumption and battery lifetime and signal strength, LoRa is the best way to go, in our opinion. Currently, the most of the products we have are in the smart city environment. Here on the screen you see some examples. We have quite some products already rolled out in the Netherlands, in Germany, and in Switzerland, for example, for garbage bins, soil moisture sensors, and air quality. Well, then about the use case. As I already mentioned, going on a holiday should be fun, right? But how difficult is it then, and how frustrating is it then if you have a camper van and you go to a spot and you find it's already completely fully booked, and you have your kids on the backseat of the car yelling and they're hungry? That can be done better and more digitalized and more automized, we believe. Last year we got into contact with Safe Harbor. That's a startup company from Germany, actually only 10 kilometers away from us. And what they did is they had the idea that actually booking a camper spot should be as easy as booking an hotel room. But the difficulty for the company was that they didn't have any technical knowledge about LoRaWAN, about IoT. They only had an idea in mind, that it should be done better. One of the owners of Safe Harbor has a petrol station, the other one really loves camping. And basically, by a Things conference 3 years ago, in which I met Simon Kemper from DataCake, the idea got, and actually we developed this type of solution. First of all, I want to give you some numbers, because why the RV sector, why the camping sector? Well, did you know that the camping sector is growing a lot faster than the tourism sector at all? If you look at the screen, you see the market potential, and it has the total of kerosene in use in 2020. So that was basically the first COVID year. Then you see that's around 5 million RVs in Europe. But then, if you go to the market growth, everyone, especially in the Netherlands and in Germany, knows that during the COVID years, actually buying an RV exploded, and you see that on the screen as well. I believe that from 2020 up until 2021, the growth of the new registered campers and caravans were about 10% higher than in the year before. And in 2022, that number already increased a lot. So, if you have a parking spot, the parking spots that Safe Harbor is focusing on are often unmanaged RV spots. So that means that actually no one is there to ask certain things. The average parking spot has around 50 spots for RVs to park, and the spending they do in the neighborhood and at the parking lot itself is around 50 euros a day. So if you calculate that further, because a camper van gives you the ability to go out basically at every day a year, you have a market of, you have a year potential in revenue of over 200,000 euros. So, what was the situation before? I already said going to a spot and then finding out it's fully booked, that can be annoying. But a lot of unmanaged RV spots are currently only coin-based, so with cash money. I don't know how that is for all countries around the world, but especially the Netherlands and also Germany are becoming more and more of digitalized and only digital payment systems like PayPal, and in the Netherlands, Ideal is quite high. And then if you only have coin-based and also have the problem that you can't know if your parking spot, which you are planning to go to this evening, is full or not, yeah, then it can be quite a hassle. And also, what we heard a lot of customers complaining is that they actually didn't have any insight in their electricity consumption at all. And we also really noticed that when we first introduced the system, because the number of phone calls that Safe Harbor got from customers that said, huh, my electricity is completely consumed. How can that be? And then we looked it up in the graph and saw that, yeah, there was something running that basically consumed electricity of 5 kilowatts hour in like 5 hours or so. It was crazy. Then the solution. That is a completely automated and digitalized CCT pillar, as you see here on the screen. There's a QR code on it. I don't know if you can see it quite good, but you can basically scan that with your smartphone. Then you go to a booking system, and in the booking system, you can add your credentials, like your name and the number of your camper van. And then you can make the choice about how much electricity you want, and you can pay it. And that goes over Idea, PayPal, etc. And the biggest advantage was that it works on the spot, because since we have digitalized it and know when pillars are booked or not, and when people want to arrive or not, because they give a time frame and a date that they want to come there, you can see in advance, if you go there, for example this evening, if there's still a place available for you, and you can even reserve that place. When you are at the spot or at the pillar at that time and you want to use it immediately, you also have the option to just click it, pay, and the pillar will be switched on. Yeah, as I mentioned, behind the solution there's a booking system, and what's really interesting about this use case is that we build it together with 4 companies, so my company, Datacake and Westlink, and then Safe Harbor as our customer, so to say. Payment goes over Stripe. That's a really nice way to digitalize everything with payments and so on. And actually, Datacake is like a man in the middle who actually monitors what the power consumption is, because that's been sent through via LoRaWAN. And then on-site, there's a Things Industries stack with a gateway available to get all that LoRa data. Yeah, as you see here, actually there's a rule engine implied, because yeah, you want to know if this, then that. For example, with the power consumption, what should be done? Customers get notifications if they've used up to 80% of the power, and therefore they use the rule engine, which is based on Node-RED. Then the hardware, that's basically where we came into place. What you see on the screen is actually the box in which all hardware is in it. The main center point in between is this device. That's our Teneo Industry, and that's a LoRaWAN Class C device. And what the advantage is of Class C is that it actually always listens to the network if there's a downlink available for them. So if a customer makes a payment and books electricity and books a spot, a downlink is being sent over through the device, and it immediately switches on. And what it then also does is that the LED bar on the pillar is becoming red, so that you know, okay, this one is taken. And when the place is available, the LED bar is green. Also, what our device also can do is that it has RS485 communication protocol implemented, and that makes it available to read out all kinds of electricity meters. And in that case, also what is really important to have is that you have an MID certified electricity meter. Otherwise, you are not allowed to make payments out of it. And then the newest addition, because after electricity, you can have many, many more. What we have already developed in the past few months is actually the same idea, but then based on water. So again, we have this device, and this device which operates over the same booking system, but then people can say, okay, I want 5 liters of water, 10 liters of water, etc. You pay, and you go. Yeah, for the future, currently the RV spots that we use are unmanaged and are fixed spots, so they're actually available throughout the whole year. But the idea is to also implement that further, for example, for festivals or temporary events. Also, currently you can only have 1 camper van with 1 pole, but the hardware is scalable, so you can also add that you have 1 pole with 2 camper vans, for example. And actually, in the future, I believe this will become something like not software as a service or hardware as a service, but pole or pillar as a service. Yeah, in case you have any questions, our industry tiny is also on the Wall of Fame, and I have it here. Yeah, you can ask me on LinkedIn, but also if there are questions, feel free to ask now. I see that I still have some time left for that. Other questions? Yes?
aren't they too bright? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah?
So I like the cool LED lights.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with somebody feeling annoyed by the bright light at night, as we see it in this picture?
Yeah, it's quite bright. Yeah.
I guess somebody sleeping there in something with open windows wouldn't be too happy.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or having a romantic dinner or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's a good question, because as they are right now, you can really use it for a disco party. But again, because it's a LoRaWAN Class C device, and we have digital inner outputs in which we can switch basically everything, and also can switch the LEDs apart from the rest of it. In DataCake, they have built in a feature that at 6 p.m. The LEDs will get a LoRa downlink that they have to switch off, and at 8 a.m. in the morning they will switch on again. So then, that has the disadvantage that when people come to the spot in the evening and it's already dark, they can't see it, but then they can have the booking system which works on the website to see which spots are available.
So it's not dimmable or...
No,
okay.
No, because you're right, it's quite bright. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, then thank you for your time.